Alright, what's up everyone? So I kind of forgot to record an intro here, but in this video I'm heading off to Super Nintendo World and I'm reviewing out some of the best and honestly some of the not so great foods that I had throughout the park. So definitely be sure to stick around for that and I hope you guys enjoy. I currently am inside Universal Studios heading to Nintendo World, and it's honestly incredibly busy right now. So I got there at 8:30 and the park was already open, so I don't even know what time they actually opened, but yeah, if you guys could come here earlier than 9 or earlier than its stated opening hours, then that would definitely be good. Currently I am at Kinopio's Cafe, which is the main restaurant or cafe in Super Nintendo World. I ordered a bunch of stuff and then they give you a number in this block and then they bring you the food. So first is this Bowser-shaped hamburger steak. There is steak patty on the bottom, there is some spinach on top, and then there is this kind of pastry pizza dough thing covering it in the shell shape. And then I guess this is the sauce. There is some mashed potatoes off to the side, and then also some carrots. And then there's this little Bowser flagpole as well. I am excited to try the food. Everything looks really nice. I'm just hoping it tastes good as well. But it was also pretty pricey. I think each of these dishes costed about maybe like 1,700 to 2,000 yen. So that's like maybe $15 to $18 per dish, which is a pretty high markup. But yeah, let's see if it's worth it. So this is the hamburger steak here. There are some mushrooms on it. I think almost everything here has mushrooms as part of the ingredients because it's Toad's Cafe, so there are mushrooms. I'll try the steak by itself first before adding on the other ingredients that were on the plate. So the steak is actually, or I guess this is like a meatloaf. It's actually pretty tender. It honestly tastes a lot like an IKEA meatball because it's just ground up beef. But I think they seasoned it really well. It's quite peppery actually, but it's really juicy. The sauce is like a sweet, tangy barbecue sauce. It works pretty nicely with the savory meatloaf, I guess. Overall, I'm surprised by how juicy this is though. I expected it to be kind of dry, but it really isn't. Okay, and then now this is a bite with all of the ingredients together. Try it all together, and honestly, after eating everything together, it just kind of tastes like the beef patty. It's overall very savory and you don't really taste much of the pie crust or the spinach. But I did eat a piece of this puff pastry by itself and it's actually really good as well. It tastes like the chicken pot pie pastry cover on the Marie Callender's pies. It's buttery, it's flaky, it's crunchy.
You should have had me do that.
Which is really nice. Oh, and then I forgot, but the hamburger steak, it comes with a side of rice or bread, which I honestly don't think is needed that much, but that might just be me. Let's try the mashed potatoes here. And I'm honestly not a fan of mashed potatoes though, but we'll see how these ones are. Mashed potatoes are pretty good. They're creamy, they're really buttery as well, and slightly salty. Yeah, I think they're pretty good mashed potatoes. I still don't really like mashed potatoes, but I think that these are good if you do like them. Overall, this hamburger steak is surprisingly good. I really like how juicy it is. It's really well seasoned. It's pretty peppery as well. Yeah, I don't think I really have any complaints for it except for its price. It was, I think, 2,400 yen for this. And honestly, it tastes a lot like a large IKEA meatball, except meatier with larger meat chunks inside of it. I mean, if that sounds good to you, then I would recommend it. I think I would get this again if it were cheaper. I also got this lemon squash drink. I think it is a sparkly lemonade, and then there are some colorful jellies at the bottom. The drink is quite sweet. It's very lemony, sparkly. It honestly just tastes like a concentrated lemonade with soda water mixed into it, and the jellies at the bottom are surprisingly firm. I imagine them to be more like Jellos or something like that, but they are pretty firm. Which honestly isn't a bad thing. It adds a nice textural contrast, but I think for me, I would have preferred something more chewy instead of hard. I retried this and I think the crunchy or hard pieces that I found before were actually pieces of the candy lemon peel, but I ended up getting more chunks of the actual jelly, and it was kind of more in the texture of the firm jello. The jellies themselves are also really sweet, so overall this is a pretty sweet drink. You might want to keep that in mind if you're going to be getting this. And then next up we have the Superstar Teriyaki Chicken. So this is the rice. I think honestly it's just colored with turmeric, but I will see if there's any taste to it. And then this is the teriyaki chicken over here. Oh, whoa. The teriyaki chicken is actually really good. I really like the sauce on here. Yeah, the sauce is really good. It's thick, it has a really strong soy flavor to it, it's sweet. I don't have any complaints about the teriyaki sauce. And the chicken itself is really tender. It's not all that juicy, but I think that's fine because there's sauce already covering it. And then this is the rice over here. Upon inspection, looks like there are chunks of tomatoes mixed into it. Hopefully not though.
I don't like tomatoes.
Okay, honestly, it kind of tastes like plain rice. Yeah, it tastes like plain rice to me. I think they did mix stuff into it, but I'm not really getting that flavor with it. But the teriyaki chicken itself, it's really good. I think I would also recommend this dish, but it was also a tad pricey. And then also, other than the items that I had gotten, were also, I think, 2 salads, 2 burgers, 2 pasta dishes, a ice cream, which I think is seasonal. I think in the wintertime they switch it off to a hot yuzu drink. And then there were also 2 soups as well. But I wasn't really interested in any of the other items. There were also more desserts. There was a Princess Peach Cake, but that costed like $30, so I could not get that.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
But there are other snacks around the park which I will try in a bit. And then last off here we have a tiramisu. There's some cookies on the outside. I guess the cake part is on the inside. There's whipped cream, a chocolate fire flour, and then a small little raspberry sauce on the side. This is the cookie from the tiramisu. There's some whipped cream on it, and then I dipped it a bit into the raspberry sauce. Yeah, it's raspberry sauce. Oh. Okay. The cookie is actually really soft. I was not expecting that at all. I was expecting a firm, crisp cookie, but honestly, it tastes like a soggy Nilla wafer. And soggy not in the sense that it's wet, but soggy in the sense that it is very soft. Like my teeth just sink into it. It has a good flavor though. It tastes almost exactly like a Nilla wafer. It's sweet, it's vanilla flavored. Not bad. Oh, so the bottom part here is kind of like a milk panna cotta. It's soft, it's creamy, it's smooth. It has pretty strong milk flavor as well. And then the top layer, it's like the standard coffee-soaked cake. It's got a nice bitter coffee flavor to it. Overall, the dessert isn't very sweet at all. And I think the sweetest thing about the dessert is actually the whipped creams. And I don't usually get tiramisu, so I don't really know how this compares to other ones, but I feel like this is overall a pretty good dessert as well. And it's also nicely decorated and packaged too. I feel like the panna cotta mousse thing on the outside isn't really standard though, so I think they added a nice twist to the classic dessert. I haven't been to any of the other Universal Studios before, so I don't have any comments or comparison for the food there, but I feel like the cafe here at Super Nintendo World is actually really good. The stuff is honestly a bit pricey though, but I think that's because of the nature of amusement park food in general. But I feel like not only it doesn't look good, but it also tastes pretty good as well. So yeah, if you're ever looking for anywhere to eat in Universal Studios, I would recommend coming to this cafe. I will probably finish up the rest of my dessert and then I will head outside, and I know that there are a couple of other snack stands inside Super Nintendo World, so I will probably check those out. So I got this from the popcorn stand that was next to Bowser's Castle. So I got the caramel peach popcorn. The creamy mushroom one did sound interesting, but it also sounded weird, so I did not get that. Okay, the peach flavor in this is honestly quite faint. You can definitely taste the caramel, but I think the peach is an afterthought here. It kind of tastes like a slightly fruity caramel popcorn. Yeah, it's not bad, but I do kind of wish there was more peach flavor. It's mainly sweet. I got a mango lassi here. It is from Yoshi Snack Island, which is right next to the, I guess, the souvenir store where the pipe is. There were 3 different flavors. There was a mango, a melon, and a strawberry. It honestly looked like the mango was the least popular one because everyone was getting strawberry or melon. But I like mango more, so we'll try this. I don't know if I've ever had a lassi before, but this is very thick yogurty, and it also has a pretty strong mango flavor to it. It's fairly sweet as well. Not as sweet as the drink from the cafe though. Yeah, I think this is pretty interesting. It's creamy, it's really smooth, it's pretty thick, slightly tangy, tart. Yeah, I mean overall I think this is pretty good. I like the mango flavor in here and it's pretty refreshing as well. And then the Snack Island also sells some kind of yakisoba cheese calzone bun, but I don't like cheese, so I could not get that. Yeah, I think there's also supposed to be some kind of pancake sandwich snack shop, which I am looking for, but I have not seen so far. We'll see if I ever find it.